Hello, one and all, to another Zoom Racing League stream right on another season of the sprint series that we're having right now. It's going to be Division 2, Valencia. Yeah, I'm going to have some fun here. So, currently, qualifying has just begun. I don't think anyone's set any valid lap times yet. I think number 10 might have just now. Let's go see. Setting any lap times yet. No lap times on the board yet. But yeah, we got some fresh faces, we got some old faces, we got faces that have been here for too long and we want to see gone. But yeah, we got a lot of people here for the AM series. Give me a moment while I figure out how to get these times shown up. Yeah, so currently no one has set any valid laps yet. So we're going to be waiting until somebody sets one of those valid laps so we can get a benchmark and see where these Division 2 drivers are going to be aiming for. Yeah, but I'm excited. Okay, so 133.5 to start us off. Very decent time. I think these Division 2 drivers can get down to probably around the low 32s. If I'm not wrong, maybe high 31s even. You can see some of these Division 2 drivers too. I think that's a decent and respectable time for some of these rookies and drivers. So times are flooding in, and we're getting C-Rise with a 33.7, D. Kelly with a 33.8. So seems like the 33s are pretty competitive so far. Quite surprising. I was expecting at least to be in the 32s by now, at least some of these couple guys in the first laps. We'll see how everyone goes. Alvaredo, who we're on board right now, goes 4 seconds slower than Pole, currently with a 37.3, probably just warming up the tires, you know? Everyone's just trying to sit in those laps right now, you know? No one's really pushing out 100% at the moment. Everyone's really just trying to get those temp into the tires, get into a nice window, as sort of Asian as a 33.3, setting the tempo of the race. Yeah, what's up? F3 doesn't work. Sorry about that, guys. We had just a quick intermission there, sorting out the stream. But so far the time seemed pretty good. Like I said, we already see D Jensen and D Kelly already getting to 32s. Actually, no, only just D Jensen. Closest time to D Jensen right now is D Kelly with a 33.1. So it seems like Jensen, one of the only drivers to dip his toes into the 32s, and not only dip his toes, but dip his whole foot in, as he's already in the mid 32s. So quite interesting from the McLaren driver, who's driving the McLaren Evo, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go on board with him and check that out. Yeah, we have Demler here getting a Demler with a 33.5. Interesting from the Porsche driver. Let's see if we can hop on Jensen here. Yeah, he's in the McLaren Evo. A nice McLaren Evo livery. I think that's the Monaco special one, if I'm not too mistaken. So that's a very pretty livery. Let's take a closer look at it at the grid walk when we get there. But currently right now we have 7 minutes left in qualifying, and seems like no one's really challenging D Jensen right now. Zwarshi on the Ferrari just got a 33 flat, so no one else has dipped into the 32s yet. Jensen has invalidated, so he's not going to improve. A lot of drivers below improving. Pat Halgert specifically improving really heavily right now in the 34s. Looks like he's going to dip into the 33s. Hopefully T. Barrett, D. Lopez, and other drivers that have improving. Speak of the devil, T. Barrett just actually invalidates, so just goes to the pits, so he might give up there. El Tosi, another driver who's improving very heavily. Also Zwarshi on his lap improving to try and challenge Jensen to pole. So is D. Kelly. So we have a Ferrari, Porsche, and a McLaren for your top 3. And we even have a Mercedes sneaking into the top 5. As speak of the devil, I think that's Hernandez. Yes, Hernandez with 33.2 just jumped up. And speak of the devil again, Pat Halgert. We talked about him improving earlier on. Just did a 33.3. Very impressive driver. A lot of improvement from last season. Love to see it. Currently Jensen seems to be the fastest driver still. Getting held up by some traffic. Garvis does not want to give up the position. Jensen might have to just abandon this lap and say, let me give you some space. You know, back off a little bit. It's not worth getting us both damage for qualifying. But El Tosi, D. Kelly, and Hernandez both improving heavily again. So it seems like they're going to be getting into the 32s as the track improves in grip, coming near to the end of the session. Yeah, but this is pretty fun, pretty interesting so far. Seems like no one's directly challenging Jensen, but definitely people will be getting close near the ending stages of this qualifying. Let's hop on with some other drivers here. Let's hop on with Tosi, top 6 right now. Beautiful Galpa Racing livery. Love the yellow and blue. Looks very, very bright. Pops up right in your eyes. So Tosi's currently invalidated. But speak of the devil, sorta Asian in the Mercedes might be able to challenge for pole here. But we can hop on with him at the moment. Let's see if we can hop on with sorta Asian really quickly. Yes, sorta Asian here. Challenging for pole. Might do it. And he does it by 0.003 of a second. Sorta Asian makes pole in the Mercedes. So you have a top 4 unique cars right now as he invalidates going on to the exit of turn 1. But that was an impressive lap from the American driver, I believe. Yes, American driver. So nice to see that from sorta Asian. Very nice livery as well. We have Hernandez improving, Cook improving. Pat Halgert has fallen out of the top 5. Hopefully seeing him soon improve. Demler, D. Cook, Tosi, even Jensen, all drivers that are improving right now. So it's going to be very interesting to see what's going to happen so far and see what might happen in the future. We don't know yet, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, D. Jensen just absolutely flying at the moment. He might actually set pole here by a 32.4, 32.5 even, if he actually makes this lap finish. So D. Jensen now, pretty sure he's rounding out the last section, going to the fast right-hander. Very tricky on the exit here, as we're going to see. So let's hop on with the Aston Martin driver of Sumuna, as we can see him taking his fast right-hander. Brake on that white line, tuck it into the corner. Really want to be careful on the exit here. Car gets very unsettled. You want to keep on the power, no hesitation. Coming down here, you want to brake on the right line, coming down. Last corner, tuck it in. You want to touch that AstroTurf a little bit, just kiss it, and then just power out really aggressively. I'll do on-screen keyboard. No. We seem to be good here. Yeah, so nothing else interesting happening right now at the moment. D. Jensen had invalidated that lap that was going to actually put him on pole by about 1/10 or 2. So sadly to see from the McLaren driver, we'll not be seeing him improve. D. Cook, Hernandez, and C. Rise, all three drivers who are improving right now. D. Kelly with a 32.8. Another driver who's gone to the 32s. So we have 5 drivers in the 32s right now. That is Jensen, Asian, Cook, Kelly, and Hernandez. So this is very interesting top 4 right now. All 4 different manufacturers, all 4 fighting for pole right now. As Jensen and Asian are both on the power at the moment, fighting for pole. Top on with Jensen right now, as he's currently 2/10 up on his lap. Absolutely flying Jensen is. That beautiful McLaren, with that beautiful McLaren livery. Let me just set up the track map here, guys. Give me 1 second. I don't see it. Got it. Give me 1 second here, guys. Just setting up the track map for some people. Track map on. I don't see it. There we go. Awesome. Got the track map on. And that is the end of qualifying. Okay, so very interesting qualifying session. We definitely saw some interesting things. Jensen definitely had the pace to qualify in the P1. He was improving by 2/10 up on his lap midway through Valencia, but sadly didn't make it. We have Sorta Asian on pole with a 32.6. Very impressive from the Mercedes driver. Wasn't expecting too much from him, but he came out swinging at the beginning of the season. We have D. Cook in the Lamborghini. It's the new Lamborghini, I believe, with a 132.7. Impressive from the Lamborghini driver. We have D. Kelly also with a 32.8, another driver in the 32s. Hernandez, Ferrari Evo, the new Ferrari Evo in the 32.9s. Very impressive lap from him. We have C. Rise, R. Logan, Zwarchi, Tosi, and Halgert. Not ropping, but rounding out your top 10. So we have Sorta Asian, Jensen, Cook, Kelly, Hernandez, Rise, Logan, Zwarchi, Tosi, and Helgert. All in your top 10, all really, really fast drivers, all in the 33s, but that is not to talk down any of the drivers below them. Demler, Murillo, Lopez, Courtwright, Nightshade, Luscombe, Barrett, Luke, Swan, I'm just going to say Suwana, and I believe that is, let me go down. Yeah, we have Aguilera, I'm going to say that, Arevalo, Davis, and those are the rest of the drivers on your grid, and we'll be doing a grid walk showing off all these lovely liveries that everyone has brought to the track today. Besides that, yeah, very interesting qualifying session, very hectic qualifying session for two of these drivers, Jensen and Soda Asian. We'll see what their race pace is, what they have planned for this 60-minute race, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I believe the races have been extended to 60 minutes instead of 50, so that's going to be interesting to see how that changes the strategies. If some drivers are going to be taking tires, or some drivers are not going to be taking tires, that can affect strategy drastically. And besides that, we're going to be seeing some interesting racing today, hopefully. So let's hop on with these guys. So let me clear that. 1 second, everybody. Let me just do that. Awesome. F7. Okay, awesome. Let's go on a little grid walk here, guys. So we have Soda Asian in P1 with a very, very beautiful Mercedes in blue, pink, and all sorts of shade of black. Very nice looking livery from the Mercedes driver. We have we have D. Jensen, the American driver, in the lovely looking McLaren Evo with that amazing livery. Fits so well on the McLaren. Love that. We have D. Cook in the new Lamborghini. Sharp looking livery from him. I love the black wheels. I love the accent. I love the colors. Very nice. We have Kelly with the I don't know if this is like a, I don't know, it's like a off-end purple bluish black. I don't know. It's very weird. Interesting to say the least. Some nice light blue wheels. We have Hernandez with a very striking livery. I think that's default liveries, but it looks really, really good on the Ferrari, so it's very impressive from him. Okay, we got a speed up here. We got C-Rise and his Porsche. Looks really nice with those colors. Got Logan with this very, very nice livery here. Pretty cool. We got Zawarchi in the nice green and yellow Ferrari. Tosi, we saw your livery already. Blue, very light, very light blue, light yellow and white in the front. Very nice. We have Halgert in the Luke locking up coaching livery. Very nice over there, made by Tyler. We have Demler, who does not have a livery. We have Murillo, who is in his own livery. Let's take a nice look at it. Very pretty. Okay, we got to speed up here. Got Lopez in that. Got Courtwright in that. Ooh, very interesting livery from Nightshade. Has his little thing on it. Lacombe. Got Barrett. Got Luke. We have Suwana in this very looking interesting British-inspired livery. We have Alga in this gray and neon green. Looks very aggressive. White and black Ferrari for Aravello. We have the basic AF Corsa livery for Davis. And finally for Stewart, we have this very clean looking chrome blue, gray, and black. Very lovely looking Porsche. Porsche looks always so lovely. But at the end of that, guys, we are now going to begin the Valencia 1 hour sprint race, brought to you by Zoom, not Zoom, brought to you by Odyssey Racing League, as one of the drivers have not starting for the pits. Unfortunate for one of those drivers, they have chose not to start off the line. I think that might have been a mistake. Hopefully they get that sorted out, but currently we're going to be on board with Sorta Asian as he warms up his tires and gets us started for the formation lap of this race. So yeah, we have an hour for this race. It's going to be very interesting. Going to have lots of ups and downs. Going to be surprising to say the least. So let's get up these. Let's get up these times. Yeah, let's get on to racing as these guys are warming up their tires. Jensen, Cook, Kelly, Hernandez, a lot of these guys are going to be fighting really, really hard to push on these opening laps because Valencia isn't really known for its overtaking ease of overtaking, let's say. So some of these drivers are really going to have to focus on pushing really hard on making other drivers make mistakes. So definitely keeping your nose on the inside, scaring other drivers into mistakes. Like pressure is going to be a really important thing for this race. So a lot of these drivers are going to learn how to pressure and should learn how to pressure this race because it is one of the only ways to make successful overtakes throughout the any section that's besides the straight. Yeah. Try not to... Buenos Charles says, good luck guys, just remember, try not to order McChickens at drive-thru tonight, if you know what I mean. So, come on guys, no drive-thrus this race, let's keep it clean, let's keep it nice. You know, we got this. So, let's hop on with, don't go too far down the grid. Let's hop on with Hernandez for the start of this race. I want to get a nice view of what's going to happen in the midfield, rear of the field. We're going to keep eyes on everything, and we're hopefully going to catch all the action here. As we see that beautiful Porsche of Pat Halgert in the background there, neon blue and pink, and these other amazing liveries from Jensen and everybody else. Watching from a hotel room instead of lapping with them right now. Yeah, man, do be like that sometimes. As we are now starting the first race of the Sprint Series in the new season, and we are... Wait for it. Wait for it.
Green light.
We agree! Awesome. We're coming down the main straight right now. Let's hop on with Hernandez. Wait. Yeah, let's hop on with Kelly, actually. So going down to the first corner. Not too much action so far in the first corner. Pat Halgert getting overtaken by Demler, I believe, or getting forced by Demler. Actually, Pat Halgert and Demler both making up positions. Sordaisen and Jensen not making up too much positions at the moment. So far, we have only improvements so far. Hernandez, the only driver losing out in the beginning. Seems like not much action happened here on the first couple laps. Let me check around. Yep, everyone looks pretty clean. I could say that was a pretty clean first lap. I think Nightshade and Lacombe might have had some issues, but I can't tell too well if they got into any specific incidents. But it seems pretty nice that it's pretty clean so far. Got Nightshade trying to make a move on Davis right now. Can't quite make it. Lacombe actually trying to send it down the outside. Misses the braking zone, it seems like, on the grass. Let's head back up to the front of the grid with Pat Halgert and C. Rise as they currently go through Sector 3 in the very, very unsettling corner on exit. No, this Stefano, this is the first race of the season. Yeah, this is the season opener, Valencia. Yeah, this week is the opening race week. Next week is going to be Coda, I believe. So that's going to be really fun. Coda at night, so that's going to be fun. Yeah, so we have not too much action happening so far. I see a bit of a grouping up there, back with Lacombe. Seems like those guys are fighting a lot. Let's hop on with them. See if they make any interesting moves. It's very quiet off these couple first laps because, again, Valencia doesn't really have that much overtaking opportunities, but they definitely do have to force drivers to make mistakes to get those opportunities as Nightshade runs wide and is currently fighting for the position against the BMW driver. Currently loses 2 positions off of hogging the inside line into turns 7, I believe. Nightshade just holds on to P18 by the grin of his teeth. And nothing too amazing happening right now. A lot of the top 10 separated by only a little bit of time. Jensen actually is getting right close to the back of Sorta Asian, so this is going to be really interesting from the McLaren driver to see what he can pull off here. I mean, he definitely seems to have the pace on Sorta Asian, so this is going to be interesting from him. Seems to be the faster driver at the moment. Let's check the time so far. Yep, so Jensen definitely gaining on the back of that Mercedes. Goes a little bit wide, might get a track warning for that. Not too sure about it yet. As, let's see these times roll in. Yep, seems like C Rise is actually going the fastest out of everyone, as Pat Halger is closing in on the back of Zawarchi, I believe. Jensen looking at the inside, makes a very big braking zone. Sort of Asian makes a move under braking. That's not too nice by the Mercedes driver, but he still is defending his position. Jensen definitely not looking to stay behind Sort of Asian. He's definitely going to be wanting to get ahead of him. He definitely seems like he has the confidence to have the pace. So let's see what he can do here. Seems like we're having no other positional moves right now. Seems pretty, spaced out so far in the back of the grid. Everyone's spaced out by either 5/10 or more besides D. Lopez, who's actually coming onto the back of Pat Halgard at the moment. Sorry, not D. Lopez is not on the back of Pat Halgard. It's actually Court Knight who's pushed the Porsche driver wide. So Pat's going to be dropping down a couple positions because of that. Hernandez makes a pass to Pat, and also Logan. So Pat's going to have to start bringing up his game if he wants to start making back up those positions. He's in the top 10, so he's not in a bad spot, but he definitely needs to stop putting up the pace and not make sure he's not getting overtaken. Okay, coming into the last corner, we have Kelly looking down the inside of Jensen. This is not going to be helping Jensen so far as, well, he's trying to fight Sort of Asian, but Kelly's now coming in here and saying like, nope, you're my fight. P2 is mine. So Kelly's definitely going to be slowing down both of them and actually helping out Sort of Asian, the Mercedes driver, win this race. Because if Kelly and Jensen keep fighting, then they're going to have a harder time gaining to the top of the #1 car. Even Demler behind Kelly, looking up the inside, makes the move successfully. Demler up into the top 3. Very, very good racing from all these drivers. Love to see this clean racing. Checking around, I think D. Kelly and Jensen are the only drivers who are that close to each other. Keep this in mind. It seems that nothing else interesting is happening around the grid. Besides Pat, who just got an overtake? On Morello, I think Hernandez just made a mistake. Not too sure. Yeah, I think Hernandez just made a mistake and definitely dropped down. I think we have nothing else too interesting happening at the moment. I think Pat Halgard getting really, really close to the back of that Mercedes, and he actually passes Logan, who I think made a mistake, broke too late, I believe. Yeah, definitely Logan missing his braking point, and I think sacrificing 2 of the positions that he was up. So Pat Halgard slowly making his way back up to the position that he qualified in, which is P7, I believe. If I'm not wrong. But yeah, your biggest improver right now is Demler in P3. I mean, he's definitely showed some really, really strong pace. And I mean, he's even contending for the top 2 right now, as Jensen almost brakes way too late, and Demler gets his nose up the inside and makes the move. Demler into P2. Now this is great. We're having a nice tussle here for the top 4 positions. Demler, Jensen, Kelly, and Sort of Asian all battling for first place at the moment. Checking behind, not seeing anything too interesting happening. Pat Halgard getting very close to the Court Knight. Logan also getting close. Morello also in that fight. Oh, as Kelly makes a mistake, almost drives off the track. So it's going to be a top 3 fight for now, as Demler is definitely pushing hard to put some pressure on Sort of Asian, who's had a pretty much quiet race so far. Hasn't had to defend too hard against anybody, as Demler sends it down the inside against Sort of Asian. What a beautiful move from the Porsche driver. Sort of Asian keeping his nose up the inside and letting Demler know that I'm here. I'm going to drive you really hard for this first place, and he does. Oh, as Demler drives into Jensen. Demler, no. Oh, poor Demler, man. He didn't see Jensen there and just happened to just drive into him. Very unfortunate from the Porsche driver, who's doing so well. What a great overtake from Demler, but seems like we're not going to be seeing any more of him in the top 3 for now. Hopefully he can make up that position again. But it seems going to be, seems like it's going to be just Jensen and Sort of Asian again. Checking back in the back of the grid, nothing too amazing is happening. Murillo is definitely getting very close to the back of Logan, who both go very wide into turn 1, the exit of turn 1. Also, Pat Halger drops another 2 position. So interesting from the Porsche driver. Seems to be making many mistakes. He'll definitely have to be working on that one for sure. At the Aston Martin of Suwana, getting his way into P12, made up 6 positions so far. Very impressive from the British or American Aston Martin driver. We also have Tosia and Lopez, who both have lost many positions off the start of the race. They need to be looking for the long run of this race, maybe hoping to gain back those positions on the pit. But besides that, it seems that we're pretty quiet over here. Besides Murillo, who just, I think, had a moment and just accidentally just cooked it too hard into the grass. Sorry, not the grass, but the gravel. Let's see if we have any other interesting fights here. We have D. Kelly definitely putting some pressure on Jensen, who's also trying to put pressure on sort of Asian, but just, again, just not seeming to really work too well. Kelly actually getting a really good run here on Jensen. Kelly giving up, well, Jensen, sorry, giving up the position, it seems. Not too sure. It seemed like he just was like, hey, take it, yeah? Maybe Kelly's being a bit smart here and realizing that the real fight between them is between that Mercedes right there, and that he's like, okay, I'll let Kelly use up his tires. I'll let him really like burn through his rubber to get to Soda Asian and push him back so that Jensen can probably maybe extend his stint or even just, you know, take advantage of them crashing into each other, for example. But yeah, I think Jensen definitely is playing the long game here as he lets Kelly through, as Kelly is definitely bringing the fight to sort of Asian right now. Definitely putting a lot of pressure on him. Kelly looking up the inside, breaks really deep, and oh no, he hits sort of Asian. Oh my god, no, it's chaos. Sort of Asian gets punted off, and Jensen even gets hit. That might be a lot of damage for the McLaren driver that he's gonna have to repair in the pits. And not only that, I think it let me see, who's that? Yeah, it let Chris Rise through. Chris Rise is your race leader at the moment. Just took advantage of all that chaos and made his way slowly through the grid. So that's very unfortunate for Sorta Asian, who's been doing a great race so far. Unfortunately, Kelly might have just broken a little bit too late. But yeah, we do have live stewarding here on Odyssey Racing League, so live stewards will definitely be looking over that incident and seeing who's at fault exactly. So currently looking at the track map on your right, you can see there's a nice big group of the top 5, I believe, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, top 6 actually. And then we have our top 10 in 2 big separate groups. So it seems like we're gonna have nice little groups here. Everyone, oh, as we see our Logan get a drive-through penalty. That might be due to, actually that drive-through might be due to track limits versus a direct penalty. What happened to Robbie? Robbie got punted by Kelly. Robbie got punted. Yeah, Kelly just broke too late. Was trying to keep braking and just nicked the back of Robbie. So unfortunate for Robbie. He got sent back the grid. Demler also got into a couple incidents, as well as Kelly as well getting into a couple incidents. Yeah, he was the one getting rammed off the track this time. Stefano, yes, you will need to do the Nürburgring Zola thing, but if you have times already on that track, like if you already have like a good, just send screenshots. Yeah, like Richard said, just send screenshots. You don't need to do the Nürburgring Zola times. As long as you already have times on that track, and as long as you already have like a 5-lap average on that track, you can just send it to Richard, and he'll get you into the series. As So let's head around as Warchi accidentally puts left tire on the gravel, it seems. Let's see around here. Any close drivers? D. Kelly's getting very close to the back of Sorta Asian again. Robbie might be having some PTSD as he's seeing the blue-wheeled Porsche come back right behind him again. So Kelly seems to have later braking zones than Robbie, but Robbie seems to be braking much earlier than the Porsche driver. Surprising, because I'm pretty sure the Mercedes has really gotten on the brakes as Kelly sniffs someone down the inside. Almost touches the back of that Mercedes. Very close racing from these two right now. 3,600 hours. That is insane, Stefano. I only have 240 hours on ACC. To put that in perspective. That's a lot of hours. I'm not on the track with Ross, and now he is the only one to punt himself. Oh my god, you guys. Relax. Okay, Pat Halgard has moved up back to P8. He's by himself. T. Barrett is currently defending against a not a Porsche, but a Ferrari of Hernandez. So Barrett in the Honda. Very brave choice from him. I'm pretty sure the Honda is very uncompetitive coming into this new patch. So pretty interesting pick from him, as Hernandez is hunting down the Honda driver. As the Honda driver goes wide, it seems. He goes wide and drops down 3 positions. So unfortunate for him. Lopez, Tosi, and Hernandez all benefit from that. So Tosi then will... Oh, as Demler and Zwarchi, I think, hit each other just now. So I think one of them, Demler and Zwarchi, just took each other out. So unfortunate for them. But to the benefit of Court Knight and Halgert, they're going to be getting past those 2 drivers. So it definitely just shows you that sometimes staying clean can actually help you with getting positions in races. Because look, Halgert was P11 last time, and now look at him, he's P7, and he hasn't really done much. And that's not to say that Halgert's doing something bad, but he's doing something great. He's being clean. He's giving up positions when needed, and he's getting back those positions where drivers are being way too aggressive. So Halgert doing a great job beating his little own race. Court Wright, who was improving from that other Porsche spinning, I think that was Tosi. No, it was Zwarchi and Demler, I believe, who had the incident. So that's going to be under investigation from the stewards. As we have Sorta Asian catching up to Kelly. Or actually, Kelly getting away from Sorta Asian, actually. So unfortunate for the Mercedes driver, he will be getting left behind slowly by Kelly, who did the fastest lap, currently a second faster than Sorta Asian, so that's pretty crazy. Currently the fastest lapper we have on the track right now is, well, let me see, is actually Kelly and Jensen. So they're the 2 fastest drivers on the track right now. They're going to be looking to definitely improve as quickly as possible. Jensen seems to be in his own little race at the moment, as he overtook Rise, I believe, for position. I think Rise was in first when we left him. Yeah, Rise was in first when we left him, so Rise just improving from position right now. As the race is coming down a little bit. D. Kelly gets a 10-second time penalty for taking out Sorta Asian. Can I get a confirmation for that, please? If that was for taking out Sorta Asian. May any steward confirm that for me, please? I would appreciate it. Please confirm it in Staff General. Yeah, but besides that, race is getting pretty interesting as we have some more penalties coming out here. We have one for Stewart, 5-second penalty for Stewart. Aguilera getting another 5-second penalty, and R. Logan getting 25 seconds for him. Reasons for these penalties? Not sure at the moment. I think I know R. Logan might have taken on another driver, but I'm not too sure. I don't criticize everything, lol. It's my wife's birthday today, I gotta be cool. Yeah, happy birthday to your wife, man. Speaking of the devil, D. Kelly gets another 10-second penalty. So 20 seconds of penalties for Kelly, who's currently the fastest driver on track, but is going to be put down by 20 seconds of race time. So that is a hefty penalty for the Porsche driver, who's gone into a lot of incidents himself, which is unfortunate to see, but at the same time has lost a lot because of those incidents. And just another way of showing that sometimes going for, you know, overtakes when I feel like you want to, and not safe overtakes, can sometimes cost you more than just the race. It can cost somebody else the race, and it can cost you a fat time penalty. Yeah, but besides that, nothing else is happening so far. Going across the line, we have Jensen, 1.2 seconds out of C-Rise. We have Kelly, 4.2 seconds ahead. 4.2 seconds not ahead, but behind C-Rise. Sorta Asian, 1.2 behind Kelly. Demler, 5.2 behind Sorta Asian. Kurt Wright, who's 3.3 behind Demler. And Halgert, who's actually the closest driver. Actually, no, D. Lopez is the driver who's closest to another driver. As we see him here making a move on Tosi. Almost pit maneuvering the Porsche, it seemed, but getting a nice, good braking zone there as Tosi not really wanting to give up that position, fighting Lopez right back to the line. Very interesting fight between these two. Love to see it. Very clean. Gave themselves enough space, just enough space it seemed, and they will be going through cleanly through the race. As we have Zwarchi getting a 5-second time penalty in the Ferrari of 101. Nothing too much else is happening at the moment. Hernandez did improve his gap to 1.2 behind Zorchi, who does have his 5-second time penalty, but seems to still suffer with closing in the gap. Halgert currently closing into Courtright, so that's going to be interesting to watch if he's going to try to make a move on the Ferrari driver. And it seems like Pat Halgert is going to get his chance to make a move as he's flying down the back straight at the moment, getting really close to the back of that Ferrari. Might want to save that momentum for the next corner so he can try to make an overtake as he gets a much tighter line through the turn 1 exit. Looks down the inside. Pat Halgert sneaks his nose down the inside, letting Zorchi know that he's there and makes a move very cleanly from Pat. And Zorchi gets a 5-second time penalty for incidents involved before any of this happens. So unfortunate for the Ferrari driver, but very fortunate for Pat Halgert, who's making his race seem very nice and very easy as he cleanly makes his way to the top 6 of the grid. Race seems to be slowing down a bit here as the top 5 seem to be all separated by 1 second or more. So Jensen definitely making a sizable gap from the rest of the grid so far. Not too much, but slowly inching his way throughout each lap. Let's see if anyone else is fighting. D. Cook seems to be really behind Lacombe, so let's see what he can do against the BMW driver in that very nice looking light baby blue Lamborghini against the hot pink BMW. Cook goes a bit wide onto the exit. Doesn't want to get hit by that really, really big drop off on that curb. Can really unsettle the car and even cause you to spin out and hit the wall. So definitely avoiding that. As Cook pits, so Cook is one of your first drivers to slide into the pit lane and do his pit stop. So probably going for the undercut here. Let's see if he takes tires or what exactly he's going to be pitting for. So Cook doing a little weave there to remove the tires for the pit stop. But yeah, he has his hazards on. And let's see if he takes some tires here, because I'm interested to seeing if, since the race got extended by 10 minutes if drivers will be taking any tires, and it doesn't seem like he'll be taking tires. So let's just hop on with C Rise, who's sadly not rising at the moment and has been falling in positions, but let's see what he's up to, as he's probably going to be pitting sometime soon, as the race has now reached almost its half-minute mark in 6 minutes. So these drivers definitely going to be looking to pit sometime soon. Maybe do an undercut, overcut. Their strategists will be deciding that for them. Pat Halgert, that's P6. Courtright bringing a bunch of friends. Hernandez getting very, very close back of Zwarchi. Zwarchi defending hard against the Ferrari driver. So it's going to be a nice little deal here between these two. Hernandez bumping Zwarchi to the side of the road. Lots of door banging here from these two. Let's see if it gets a bit more interesting anytime soon. Let's stay on with Hernandez. I believe something's going to happen between these two. So Zwarchi makes a mistake. That might give Hernandez a chance to close up the gap, as these three Ferraris try to make their way into the top 6. So we've just passed the 35-minute mark on the clock. So these drivers will definitely be looking to pit very soon. D. Lopez is currently lapping pretty well. 8/10 faster than some of the cars ahead of him. 2/10 faster than some other cars ahead of him. But it seems like Kelly and Jensen are in their own little world and lapping pretty fast, both in the high 33s, which is putting them in a league of their own on the grid right now. And Sorta Asian, Demler, those guys are lapping in the high to mid to low 34s. So is C. Rice, and Pat Halgert is actually another driver who's lapping in the high 35s at the moment. So we definitely have a little bit of a gap here. So Pat seems to be leading the 35 group. Yeah, Pat seems to be leading the 35 group, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Pat seems to be leading the 35 group. Sorta Asian is leading the 34 group, and Jensen's leading the 33 group. So I have a couple of clumps of drivers here and there. Pat being in the biggest group of them all, or leading the biggest group of them all. So we'll see what Hernandez and Zwarchi get each other up to, because it seems Hernandez is a little bit faster. So we'll see if they get into any trouble. As the two Ferraris ahead of Hernandez actually are getting really close to the back of Pat Halgert, who is the Porsche driver that has just been spun out and got hit. So that is very painful to watch. Unfortunate from the Porsche driver. He is now going to be P10, I believe, after that little incident. So hopefully he gets back and he pushes harder and just making more mistakes. So he's now currently behind the top 10 group. He'll be P11, I believe, or P10. So not too bad, but definitely you don't want to be making mistakes like that. So Courtright is currently leading the top. Well, Courtright's leading the 6th to 10th place group, who all seem very similar pace and all going to seem to be jockeying for position. All 4 Ferraris as well, so it's going to be a very even fight between all of them. Besides setup, there's going to be Pat Halgert in the back there, who did spin out. Didn't lose too much time. Pat only, let's see, 4 seconds, behind Lopez, so he didn't lose too much time. He'd be happy about that. As Zwarchi or Hernandez, I think, making a very weird move there. Lopez hitting the back of Hernandez. Little bit of bumping right now. So Lopez looks up the inside. Hernandez just cuts him off into the inside of the corner. Says, no, this is my inside, not yours. And continues. Helicam right now, as again another driver spins out on the exit of that corner. That's really weird. So it seems like the end of sector the end of Sector 1, beginning of Sector 2, that first corner into Sector 2, everyone seems to be spinning out. So it seems like tires are definitely degrading, that's for sure. And a lot of these drivers are suffering to keep some grip on the exit of that corner. So definitely bumping up the TC is highly recommended if these drivers have not already done it. So Pat Halgert goes up to P9 after Hernandez's mistake. Hernandez will be met by Aravello, who he will be fighting. And Zawarchi is getting very close to the back of Kortzreit. So we're definitely looking to make a move, and we'll be feeling to make a move very soon against the Ferrari driver in P6. As he lets go the throttle a bit there. Very hesitant on power. So a lot of these drivers aren't using enough of the track limits on the outside. They can go all the way onto the green AstroTurf. So some of these drivers could be carrying a lot more speed into that corner. So we're seeing some interesting lines through there. Swartzy carrying a lot more speed here. Very hesitant on the throttle. Not too sure how much speed Kortreit's going to handle. Very slow on exit speed. And here's a tricky corner. Here's this corner everyone's spinning out on. And yeah, I mean, you wouldn't think that's a very difficult corner, but apparently when the tires start to wear down and you're pushing really hard, just very difficult corner to handle. Swartzy gets a nice exit out of that corner. Definitely going to be looking for a move very soon. Doesn't see any possibilities at the moment, but he's definitely going to be thinking about it sometime soon. Zawarchi gets a 5-second time penalty. And Kortreit gets 15 seconds of time penalties, so interesting. A lot of these drivers are going to be losing a lot of time come the end of the race, so a lot of the drivers around it will be benefiting. Oh, as they're pitting. As Zawarchi says he's not going to pit, he stays out. So Zawarchi's going to go probably 1 or 2 laps more. As Pat Halgert also comes in, definitely to fix some of that damage, as his rear end is completely destroyed. As you can tell from the paint, just probably has like 10 seconds of damage on the rear there. It's not looking too pretty, so he's definitely going to have to get that repaired. Seeing some of the drivers come in at the halfway mark. See if Logan comes in. No, he decides to stay out. Halgert, Tosi, all these drivers have not come in yet. Jensen has not hit yet. So he looks he's looking to stay out more longer. Obviously, there's a mandatory refueling for the pit stop, so you just need to refuel at least 1 liter at minimum for the pit stop. Change of tires is not necessary, but if you feel like it's necessary, then you can pit for it. But you will lose more time if you pit the tires. Some tracks require it, some tracks don't. Like Suzuka, for example, very high dig. Definitely need tires after like 40 minutes of racing, so it's going to be interesting coming into this season how these drivers handle this. Happening at the moment. A lot of these drivers are spaced out by multiple seconds now. I think our Logan is the closest driver behind anybody. Let's hop on with him. So we are on our Logan. He's 4 tenths behind Rolo. Doesn't seem like he's 4 tenths behind Rolo, so seems like the is a bit outdated. Let's fix it. Okay, there we go. So the overall timing sheet shall work itself out after all these people finish pit and set valid laps. It's a little bit confused right now, but I think it'll get itself organized. and slowly closing into the back of his Ferrari. I don't know if this is lap traffic or not. I'll check the racing number. It doesn't seem to be lap traffic that Logan is facing. Oh, it is lap traffic, so Logan will be lapping our Luke. So that will be him trying to get past some lap traffic. A lot of the drivers pit right now to get onto some better, fresher rubber. Some of them have actually pit for tires. Some had chosen not to. So that'll be an interesting dynamic to see how some of these drivers are going to go about their race. As I think that's D Cook makes a move on C Rise, if I'm not too mistaken. Yeah, D Cook makes a move on C Rise. The leaderboard's a little bit messed up at the moment. Hopefully it fixes soon, so we can get a better look at what's going on. Leaderboard's a little messed up at the moment, so yeah, well, hopefully that gets figured out soon by the game. But currently, Jensen, Kelly, Sloan Asian, D Cook, and C Rise are your top 5. So we're coming to the 20-minute mark, 23-minute mark of this race. Everyone's going to be starting to finally pit. Anyone else who has not pit yet will probably start to pit at the moment. And the race shall even out from there, I'm pretty sure. And we'll definitely see the small little pockets of fighting that we'll hope to see soon. So you see a little pocket of a fight happening right now at the moment, I believe. Between Aravello sends it onto the gravel. So unfortunate from him. Logan pits, so he'll be pitting for We've got the session info on. About 22 minutes and 9 seconds remaining. Jensen's coming into the pits. So is Sorta Asian. Nightshade also coming into the pits. His very nice looking Ferrari, purple and black. Very nice looking aesthetic. Let's get a nice good look at it from the side there. I think D. Kelly is currently in the lead. He has not, he's yet to pit, but he does have 20 seconds of time penalty that he's going to have to deal with, so it's going to be interesting to see what he does. So Pat Halgart's currently defending from C. Rise. Hernandez looking at the inside of Suwana. Suwana currently having a little bit of a bad time. Hernandez is getting really close to the back of Suwana, but not getting way too close enough to make a move. Hernandez going around the outside. Still can't get really power of that corner to catch up to the Aston Martin. Actually gets a lot of room on the Aston Martin. Aston Martin defends inside. continues to defend the inside. Hernandez cannot make the move of that corner. Ooh, Hernandez makes a mistake. Ooh, cuts back on Nightshade and just does not see him. I think that's Hernandez's fault for an unsafe rejoin on his part, but so far I think C-Rise is the only one to not pit at the moment. Tosi getting ahead of Stewart, who's a lap traffic, I believe. And Demler trying to catch up to the back of Kelly, so is Soda Asian trying to catch up to the back of Kelly as well. So Demler and Soda Asian both getting past Kelly, so it's going to be very important for currently the standings, because Soda Asian and Demler both fighting for the top 3 podium positions, so they'll be duking it out after they get past Kelly here, which they have already. So it's just Soda Asian and Demler right now at the moment. We're going to be duking it out. C-Rise has not pitted yet, by the way, so that's why he's in first place. He has not pitted yet. So as soon as he pits, we might see his actual position. But so currently Jensen's leading the race with his white, orange, black Monaco GP livery. So hopefully he does well. So Demler and Soda Asian getting wheel to wheel right now. Soda Asian will definitely be looking to fight Demler pretty hard here because he wants to get ahead of him for that podium position as Soda Asian takes him out. Straight up takes him out. I'm pretty sure I've never seen a worse move in my life. I don't know what Robbie was doing, but whoever said he's good at taking people out, you were right. Absolutely killed Demler, who I don't think has recovered too well. Still not too sure. You can tell the drivers who definitely pick tires over not picking tires, because there's definitely a big gap between some of these drivers here. So Robbie's definitely going to get a penalty for what he just did, so going to be interesting to see what happens between them. Still hop on with them, see what happens. Yeah, no, I know, right? Very unfortunate. as Kelly, not Kelly, but sort of Asian makes it past Kelly. Kelly definitely not going to be too patient with Robbie, because I'm pretty sure they're fighting for, yeah, they're fighting for the third place podium. So, oh, that poor Porsche trying to get out of the way from Robbie and Kelly, but it's kind of shoved off the track. I think C-Rise is leading the race, actually. I'm not too sure, actually, at the moment. Let me figure it out. Someone get a confirmation if C-Rise is leading the race? Because I currently not too sure if my telemetry is wrong or right. Because I don't think he's leading. Because Jensen is leading. And then I think C-Rise is actually leading, which is quite surprising. Yeah, C-Rise has not pit yet, I believe. No, he has not pitted yet. So C-Rise has yet to pit. So he is leading the race, but Jensen is on it to win. Sorta Asian is going to be P2 and D Kelly is going to be P3. So the battle for P2 is between Sorta Asian and Kelly at the moment. And they're a very close bunch at the moment. Yeah, unfortunately. Surprised Robbie is not getting investigated, because last I saw he committed murder. So we currently have 7 minutes left on the clock. Nothing too interesting happening so far. I think C-Rise has yet to pit. I think C-Rise might actually be able to pit into P2 if he does pit now, so he should pit soon in my opinion. I hope he knows he does have to pit actually. Yeah, C-Rise should be pitting very soon, as he'll currently leading the race by a good margin, and he might actually be able to pit ahead of Jensen if he does pit now. So I think, I mean, 53 minutes on one set of tires, or even just like, you know, without even having pitted yet, is quite insane from C-Rise. But let's see what he has in store. Maybe this is part of a very big plan. Yeah, Sorta Asian gets a 5-second time penalty, 10-second time penalty for taking Demler out. So unfortunate for the Robbie, but yeah, he did do something very naughty, so definitely got his time penalty for it. So I think that's be putting Demler back into the podium positions. So Demler has a chance to be getting P3 or P4 at best at the moment. And Zorch would also be getting an improvement in position, as Lopez gets a drive-through. So did Logan. Unfortunate to see our drivers. So we have 5 minutes on the clock now. C-Rise yet to pit. Still going strong. Logan comes in to serve his, I think, no, not Logan, but Lopez serving his drive-through, as Robbie runs way wide. Damn, dude, that Mercedes sounds so good. Yes, it's me, Luke Locklear. I love you too, man. Nice to see you, Dan. You have a very, the race has quieted down a bit. We have C-Rise who's yet to pit, so he's going to be pitting soon. And once he pits, we'll see who's the race, race leader going to be. He seems to be in the lead pretty strong here, so yeah, you can get my autograph after the race, Dan. But yeah, we'll see what C-Rise does here. If he pits right now, we might get a really good shot of seeing who's winning yet. But to be honest, it's up in the air. I don't know if Jensen's winning or C-Rise is winning. So I don't know who's going to win this race at the moment. I think it's going to be C-Rise, but again, I am not too sure at the moment. Imagine racing in ORL? Yeah, Abdul. Completely crazy. Couldn't be me. I mean, it isn't you. I'm literally C-Rise. You wish, Dan, you wish. A complete F1 manager after this. Or even better, I'm going to just practice for this race tomorrow. Okay, 3 minutes left on the clock. C-Rise has to be thinking about pitting now. I hope he knows it's a mandatory pit. Somebody spam C-Rise in ORL and tell him there's a mandatory pit. Because he might not know and he might be actually screwing himself. Yeah, you have fun with Val, Dan. See you, man. Damn, we should play Val together. I just completely forgot about that. That's a conversation for another day. As the fight between Kelly and Sorta Asian kind of has subdued, but that doesn't mean Sorta Asian is going to be getting P2 or P3. He's going to be going behind P6 of Zwarchi, so he's going to be finishing P6 in this race. Unfortunate for the Mercedes driver who put up a really good race, but as we know, keeping clean is just as important as driving fast. So yeah, we have 2 minutes on the clock. C-Rise has yet to pit, so he needs to pit this lap if he wants to have a chance to actually finish the race. If he does not pit, then he will be disqualified. So C-Rise, if you have the stream on, please pit. Please pit this lap, C-Rise. You put up a great race. Don't screw it over. Oh, 25. Yeah, you're right, Christian. 25 seconds to Robbie. Probably one for that incident of him hitting Demler, and the other incident of him taking out Kelly. So I think, yeah. I mean, a fair punishment in my opinion. Robbie wasn't the cleanest driver today, but so he'll be definitely going P8 behind the Cook, if I believe I'm right. Let's check that to make sure I'm right. Yeah, he will be going behind D. Cook. Sadly, Pat Halgert will not be able to benefit from that penalty, but yeah, Robbie going to be P8 after this. Kelly might be getting third place. Yeah, C-Rise is in the pits. So let's hop on with C-Rise. Actually, let's hop on with Jensen and see where C-Rise comes out. Because if C-Rise doesn't come out ahead of Jensen, then Jensen wins the race. But if C-Rise does come out ahead of Jensen, then C-Rise wins the race. But it seems like C-Rise is still in the pits. So, oh, he just comes out. C-Rise is coming out. It might be close. Oh, it's not close. Jensen is leading the race, guys. So, C-Rise. So C-Rise is currently in P2, and Jensen's leading a race. So currently your race winner so far, if he doesn't kill himself, is Jensen. P2 being C-Rise, and P3 being D. Kelly. So a very tragic race for a lot of these people, and a very fun race for others. So very interesting to see. It doesn't seem like anyone's too close. Hernandez is close to Courtright, but Courtright seems to be making a little bit of a gap. So yeah, Jensen is going to be your race winner for Valencia Division 2. Grant, he does not make a mistake. Sadly, Robbie will not be on the podium, and Kelly will instead take his place. Actually, Demler, of all people, is really close to Kelly at the moment. So Demler actually might be able to make the position. He's currently fighting for P3. Demler is. So if he can get ahead of Kelly at the end of this lap, he will be on the podium besides Kelly. So Demler will be looking to be pushing really hard at the moment. Kelly seems to be really struggling with grip at the moment. Demler sends it down the inside on Kelly. Touch. It's a bit of netcode looking stuff happening right now. Demler had the chance to come P3. P3's right in front of him. The podium's right in front of him. He makes a mistake. Demler's not going to make it. Demler's not going to make it to the end. No, Demler, no. Okay, guys, that is your P3 is D. Kelly. Demler had an opportunity to become P3, but just missed it by braking a little bit too late. So current top 5 is Jensen, C-Rise, Sorta Asian, Kelly, and Demler. Next around the line is Werchi. After that should be Tosi, Cook, Lopez, Hernandez, Avarello, and Helgert, who pits for some reason. Yeah, Helgert's in the pits. I think he's doing the like 90% rule or whatever it is, but I don't think that's pretty safe to do. I suggest running and finishing the race, not pitting. So interesting for the American driver. Lopez finishes his lap as well. Yeah, so very interesting race. Jensen seemed pretty strong throughout it. Seemed like the fastest driver to catch it. Actually, Kelly was the fastest driver, but kind of through a lot of incidents and time penalties, did not make it. Sorta Asian was also another guy contending for the win, but again, mistakes and penalties got him where he was. So Jensen seemed to have the cleanest race, and the cleanest race. He got spun around, and he did spin somebody around, I believe. But again, he just kept it together and did a good race. So Jensen, C-Rise, and Kelly are your top 3. Congrats to all 3 of them. And congrats to everyone else who finished the race. We had like a total of 23, 24 drivers today, which is a lot. I mean, big field. So congrats to at least like 90% of them finishing the race. So big ups to every single person who finished this race. Massive congrats on finishing. And we hope to see you next week for Coda. So, speaking of that, we're going to be back right now with the interviews for Division 2 Valencia Odyssey Racing League Sprint Series. See you soon. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the interview section of this sprint series. We have Dustin Kelly currently in the booth. I mean, Kelly, tell me about the race. Oh, wait, Kelly, 1 second there, brother. I need to fix your audio. 1 second. Give me 1 little second there. I need you to talk now.
Hello.
There
Good.
we go. We can hear you. How
All
you doing,
right.
man?
Good. Yeah, that start was definitely hectic. I think there was like what, 4 or 5 of us all within like seconds of each other, just on each other's bumpers for like what, 6, 7 laps.
Uh-huh.
That was definitely nerve-wracking. And then that end, tires were gone, brakes were gone. It was so hard to even limp the thing around the track at the end there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was a great race. Happy with the performance. Jensen, he was flying. Could not catch
Yeah.
him.
Actually, Kelly, for the majority of the race, you were the fastest guy on there.
Dang.
It just seemed like through a couple incidents that I saw that you were in, you kind of, you know, sabotage your race from means of other people and your own self. But that's fine. It's just racing. It happens. We live and we learn. But definitely, you can
Yeah.
take away from this race that you were one of the fastest guys, the fastest guy, lapping around Valencia. So I mean, you were the Porsche driver, I believe. So I mean, how do you feel about Coda?
Oh, I haven't raced it yet, so it's definitely going to be a big learning curve for me. Because I don't have that much experience in this game. I think I've only had it for like 4 months ish, so haven't made my way around all the tracks. But definitely excited after this race to get going on it and get prepared.
Awesome. Glad to hear that, Kelly. I mean, do you have any other additions to add for the race? Uh, your process, what happened, anything else to add?
Not really. I think most people, raced a pretty clean race. Everybody I kind of was lapping would, graciously get out of the way so that I didn't have any ill will towards anybody. I think it was a fairly good race.
Uh-huh. Awesome, Kelly. Well, I mean, you had a fantastic race, man. Great recovery with the time penalties you were given. And I mean, congrats, and I can't wait to see more from you.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Take care. Okay, so we should be waiting on Drew Jensen. If I can find him. Don't see him. Still don't see Drew Jensen, so I don't think. Oh, yeah, I see him. Hello, Drew. How are you doing? Drew?
Can you hear me there?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Perfect.
I mean,
Yeah,
him. It's going great, man. How are you doing?
not too bad as always.
Awesome. I mean, just walk me through that race, man. Okay, first off, though, lovely livery. I love the F1 inspired livery. So fantastic.
Thank you.
And I mean, just talk me through the race. I mean, a lot of things happened. I saw a lot of bumping between other drivers and you. I saw a lot of management of the tires. I mean, talk me through it.
Yeah, Robbie was definitely putting up a good fight at the beginning, and I'd done some longer practice sessions and knew that the McLaren was just kind of eating up those tires, so figured that I was going to have to take tires and just kind of needed a clean race, so I kind of backed out of a few of those moves and
Mm-hmm.
let chaos happen.
Yeah, I see. I mean, that opening lap was nothing but interesting. Seeing you two battle it out, having a lot of pressure on those first couple of laps. I mean, to the incidents that happened, do you have anything to add to those?
I don't think so. I think it was just a lot of really close racing, and it's tough to pass at this track, so you take every open door that you can, and everybody's just kind of jockeying for position. So I think they're all race incidents, and definitely a shame that it wasn't clean, but just kind of happens.
Yeah, I love to hear that kind of mindset. And how do you feel about Coda? The next race is coming up.
Yeah, I haven't spent a ton of time around Coda on ACC, so that's definitely something to get some practice laps in, and excited to see how we do there.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I mean, I think that's all I have to add, Jensen. You had a very wonderful race. Nothing much to add. Very, paced yourself right, got yourself in the right position. Sea Rise was staying out long to try to get ahead of you, but didn't work out. But just overall, very nice race for the win, and just big congrats for you.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay, and that is ending of our interviews, everyone. I think Chris Rise will not be coming in the booth currently, so that will be the end of this commentary from me, your host, Luke. And that will be the end of the first week of the Sprint Series of D2 Division 2 Gold. Everyone have a good day and have a good night. Take care.